So, welcome to Boxing Media Hub, and we're sponsored by Falcon Contracting and Price Global Solutions. And do you know what? I've got a big name. A lot of people might not know who this man is, but I tell you, it will not be long before you do, because this man is making waves. This is Arif Khan. How you doing, Arif? Are you okay?
Thank you so much, Joel. Thank you so much. It's lovely speaking to you and to be on your podcast. I hope we're gonna go a long way together by promoting boxing in both countries and sports.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm
100%,
doing good.
100%. But yeah, do you want to give a bit of background information of how you kind of got to this point? Have you always been a boxing fan?
Yeah, I used to watch wrestling basically. So
Okay.
it's in my childhood, I used to think like the wrestling is real. So combat sports, the wrestling is they're punching, everything is real. But now I understood that it's not. That's entertainment. But the boxing as a sports, MMA, these are the real combat sports. So yeah, I'm a big fan of combat sports like boxing and MMA. Mainly boxing, yeah.
Who was your favorite wrestler, Arif, before we go any further?
Favorite wrestler, Goldberg.
Oh, blimey. You're going back to the WCW days. Blimey.
Goldberg, yeah.
Yeah. Cool, yeah. He's got some miles on the clock now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's always like, who's next? You're next.
Yeah.
Like Goldberg, yeah. So it was nice.
So when people think of India,
Yeah.
the sports that come to mind aren't particularly boxing. For me, growing up, it was always field hockey. India were always amazing at. I'm never going to lie. If Great Britain were ever in a final, it was always India next to them. It was always they were just fantastic. Badminton was a big sport over there for you guys.
Yeah.
Football, cricket, obviously goes without saying. Yeah, and now boxing has emerged, and is a big part of your life.
Yeah, so cricket is like religion in India at the moment since many years. Cricket is like huge. So boxing is the only sports in India won the maximum medals for India in amateur boxing. So we got multiple world champions in amateur boxing in world championships. We got three Olympic champions, Commonwealth champions, Asian champions. So boxing has won maximum medals for India in individual sports.
Yeah.
So, but in amateur, I used to think like, what is professional boxing? So when I search on internet that professional, how big is professional boxing outside India? So I got to see Floyd Mayweather purse money, Manny Pacquiao purse money, Canelo purse money. They are making huge money on the pay-per-view sales, the stadium gate revenues. I was like, boom, like this is something. Like two fighters are fighting, and all the people around the world they are paying this much amount to watch this fight.
Yeah.
So I was like, since we have talent in India in amateur boxing, so why not turn these boxers professional? So I think our show was the first professional show in India, professional boxing show in 2018. So it was just recently launched in India in 2013. 18. It's just 5 years, but it's growing rapidly.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we guys are having around somewhere around 20 to 30 professional fight nights in India. I know that's
Right.
not enough, but maybe within 2, 3 years, after 2, 3 years, we'll be having 150, 200 fight nights. I think that's the game changer at that point because then we'll be having local superstars, local state superstar in district level, state level, and national level. And then how our boxers would become famous, they have their own fan following, and
Yeah.
maybe we can turn viewership into pay-per-view. That's I think it will take some time to turn it into business.
Because obviously you say that's kind of this is where we're at the moment, but this is what we want to do.
Yeah.
But that's major to come from not doing it to
Yeah.
something that's a massive leap already.
Yeah.
Let alone like what the future holds, because obviously the future's massive over there. As you say, it's the amateur pedigree in India is already there. You've got that amazing base of talent and boxers that are coming through. So it's not like you're building from scratch. You've got a massive
Yeah.
foundation there. And I think I think I've got it written here, the Bombay Presidency Amateur Boxing Federation, which launched in 1925, which I think was the first sort
Yeah.
of major amateur boxing federation.
Yeah.
And now this is kind of the launch upwards. But it's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, recently we hosted Women World Boxing Championship in India recently, like 3-4 months back only, and we got 3 world champions from that championship. So yes, it's growing very rapidly, and I think boxing itself has some essence of like attracting people. It's like, for me, it's worked like a drug. You know,
Yeah.
you always want it. You always want it. Always want it. You're always following boxers, what they are doing, who's winning, who's losing, what's the world ranking happening. I follow Terence Crawford a lot. I think
Yeah, fantastic.
he's a very good friend of mine, and he's doing really great in his career. So
You can't
I'm.
just drop that into conversation, Arif. He's just a good friend of mine. Terence Crawford, you know, and I'm thinking, oh, but yeah, he's in some people's eyes, he is the pound for pound king. You know,
Yeah,
he is the one. And obviously, after watching him against Errol Spence Jr., which was fantastic, what a performance! We're obviously going to see that again soon. Can you see any change in what's going to happen in the rematch, or do you think it's a case of it's going to happen again?
I think he's very disciplined, Terence
Yeah,
Crawford. So I'm definitely sure that he's gonna make it again, and in a bigger and a better way. I love this guy. Like he's too good. Like, I'm planning to invite him to India, but let's see when he's coming. Soon, very soon, he'll be there at the Punch Boxing,
yeah,
and
yeah.
we are also planning a next show on 30th December in Greater Noida, the Punch Boxing. So it will be a good big show.
So
Let's see.
what sort of venue size do you look at the moment for what you're doing?
Yeah, so right now, so like from past 4, 5 events, we are doing this inside hotel banquets, big banquets. So very soon we are moving out to stadiums to sell
Wow.
tickets and everything. Right now we do it on invitational basis. So they're like 400, 500 people, all the VIPs and brand associated people basically, who can be a future potential sponsors for our event.
Of course, yeah.
Press, media, influencers, all these people, they will be there, and the boxing community. So I want to showcase the talent. Like, okay, you enjoy cricket, very good. You enjoy football, now enjoy boxing for some time. And there are people now who specially fly for my events. Like in my last show, there were like around 15 people who flew from different cities just to watch that show.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I think that's the progress. Even in this show, I think there'll be like around 30 to 40 people who'll be flying from different cities just to watch the show. And maybe very soon in future, we'll be having 10,000 people flying to especially watching our show. I think
This is
that's,
it.
yeah.
So that's why I'm amazed when you said, you know, it's been going over. It was 5 years, and it's building slowly. And yet I'm thinking this isn't slow. Like to go from nothing on a pro level to getting these shows going for sort of 500-600 people that, you know, you do,
Yes.
like the amazing way you're doing it in regards to getting those sponsorships, getting the businesses involved, getting the
Yeah.
people, getting the right eyes on it to take it to that next level. And as you say, when you look at stadiums 2-3 years down the road, that's a massive jump. And I can imagine the people of India loving, because they really embrace sport in India, don't they? And if people have eyes on it and it's an attraction, it's an event, you know, it then becomes, I don't know, it becomes normal, and then people start just going and word gets around. And you
Yeah.
know,
See,
it's
we,
like in the UK, it's very much like even if you're not a boxing fan now, like Anthony Joshua, I suppose, is a prime example of when he was on the way up. It was an event. It was a night out. It wasn't just boxing. It was the place to
Yeah.
be. And I think that's
Yeah.
where it will go with India. Is the eyes get on it? You get celebrities coming in and getting their eyes on it, and people start filtering in, thinking, "Well, if that's for them, then that's for me as well." So yeah, it's
Yes.
I've got someone on here. I've got Ender. He's put best of luck with your shows, and that India is really dominant in women's amateur boxing.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Yeah.
So
Nice. So we are like 1.5 billion population. So it's like very difficult to get famous, but once
yeah,
you're famous, it's very easy to get more famous. Every time getting more, more, more. So this sports, like I'm not talking particularly about the punch boxing, but professional boxing as a sports, the
yeah,
fighters, the boxers as a pro boxers. It will take some time to make them a superstar, to make them a real, to get them a real fan following. But once they have that fan following, then it's unstoppable. Then we are going long way, like 30 years, 40 years down the line. Then it's just then exchanging of audience. Then when I think boxing have that addiction that
yeah,
once
yeah,
you start liking your fighter, your boxing, then you're following boxing anyhow.
yeah.
Then
No,
you
definitely.
understand what is weight categories, what is titles, what are the world rankings. Then you understand all this stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and it's. I think once you, as I say, link into everything, the world opens up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You're trying to get, as I say, the eyes into India, and then it's the Indian fighters going out. It's
Yes.
it's it's then branching out, because then it starts coming back even more, doesn't it? It's kind of that effect.
Right. Right. Right.
Um, but is there sort of the top Indian boxers we've got to look for at the moment? Because obviously you're, as I say, the punch boxing promotion. What guys have you got, or girls or ladies, men or ladies, that are sort of coming through?
So we have this guy Hershkill right now with us, and he's 21 in professional. He's having a pro record of. He's in cruiserweight.
Yeah,
He's having a pro record of 10-0, and he's world rank 131, and he's a WBC Asian champion. And we have Natlai Baikima. He's the only Indian who has beaten Olympic gold medalist in amateur boxing.
right.
Yeah, he's from Mizoram. So we are hosting WBC Asia title for him as well in flyweight. And there is this guy Akshay Chahal. He's doing really well in Indian boxing. He's also, I think, around 9-0. So many boxers are there like who are unbeaten till now.
Yeah, yeah,
Chandruji is there. He's in cruiserweight. He's 8-0. So many boxers are there who's unbeaten and performing really well. So they have potential, and by looking at these guys, more young amateur boxers, now they are turning pro.
mm,
So it's that's how I think it's worked. Now we have these challenge-based fights in India now. Boxers are challenging each other on social media, and there is an audience for them. 50%
yeah,
audience supporting him, 50% supporting him. So that's how the heat up,
yeah. It
fights are
builds, it
happening now.
builds, doesn't it? It builds
Yeah,
the anticipation. It
yeah,
builds the event, and then, as you say, more eyes come on, and off
yeah.
it goes. But
So
I
it's
think it's
happening.
amazing that you've got that base for the pros now, and now the amateurs who have been so successful for such a long time in India now know what the next stage is. You're not just getting to the top of your amateur pedigree and then saying, "I've done all I can do." Now you can turn pro. Now there's that next level, and
Yes.
look at what's about. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm so excited for you guys in India, because as we were saying before we came on, Saudi Arabia have just entered the fray, should we say? Um, and now it's now we're seeing the world really open up to boxing.
Yeah.
Um,
So credit goes to Saudi Arabia, like this side of the region of the world, like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Saudi. The audience in this region, they have, I don't think so, they have seen boxing a lot. Like before Saudi Arabia started hosting fight nights, Saudi Arabia,
Yeah,
Dubai, and all these people. So Dubai is like very near to India, like 3 hours flight only. So now people understand, okay, yeah, UFC is happening in Saudi, Abu Dhabi. Okay, boxing is happening in Saudi. Yeah. Because we are interconnected. We have friends there, they have friends in India.
yeah,
So now they understand, oh, something big is happening. Or if you also do boxing, right? So I was in Saudi, I was in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, there was this fight night, they were massive, this and that. So then they start taking interest in Indian boxing as well. Oh, who is
that's
the
it.
best guy in India? So credit goes to Saudi, Abu Dhabi, and like UAE, and that these people are doing really good for combat sports and other sports as well. So it's a community build-up basically, that the neighbor countries are doing really well in sports. So
Do you think that my only thought with Saudi Arabia is the obviously the first event they put on was Tyson Fury Francis Ngannou, which was
yeah,
opening the door, wasn't it, to
yes, yes,
everything
yes,
else. That was kind of the stage opener, wasn't it,
yes,
to
yes,
look at the production, look at the event. Now we're moving on, and obviously we've got the big fight, December the 23rd,
yes,
with Joshua Wallin,
yes,
Wilder Parker. There's a lot of big names. Bivol. There's some fantastic names on that card. Jai Opataya from over that side of the world as well. So there's some fantastic fights. And you just think, can they keep this up? That's my only, because they've come in at such a high bar. Are they only going to do the major events, or are they going to be able to do those small shows as well? Do you see what I mean? It's quite a
like I had a word with few of the UAE guys and Saudi. They are not interested in doing small shows at all.
okay. Well,
So
that's
they want
answered
to
my
do
question.
everything. Yeah, they want to do everything on the top. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I understand. They want to do the best. That's it, the biggest. And I think that's the mindset they have, that to have the eyeballs from
yeah,
around the world. And that's what they care about. Like people are flying to, like I was in Abu Dhabi for the UFC thing, and like people from Russia was I think 500 to 700 people, guys are from Russia only, just flew there to watch UFC Islam fight. So I think even in when these fights are happening, world champion boxing ships are happening in Saudi, people are flying from all around the world to watch that these fight nights.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
think they get experience of Saudi, the lifestyle in Saudi, the food and everything, and that's what they're planning behind their mind, like to make this region a hub of sports, whether it's boxing and everything. They have money, they're spending money, they're the kings, they're doing at their
They
best.
can do what they
But
like.
they can, they can, they can. So
Well,
why not? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Well, honestly, Arif, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you, and what you're doing over in India is incredible. To give people that platform and to give them that, as I say, that next level in boxing, and the rate that you're moving at, regardless of what you say, the speed you're going at is fantastic. And the way you're doing it with the 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 shows at the moment with the 500-600 people, it's just the way to do it. It's going back almost to the old school way of doing it that people
Yeah.
loved, because people love the intimate shows. They love, you know, grasping it, because that's the only way you're going to get the sponsorship and the money deals and this sort of thing as well,
Yes.
because
Yes.
they're getting a real close encounter of what a
Yes.
fight night is. And that's why the likes of me and you fell in love with it,
Yes.
because you feel like you're a part of it. You're not up in the gods in Rosed looking down at the top of a stadium. You're there, but as I say, those stadium days as well just aren't too far away. The way this
Yes.
is,
100%.
the way
100%. And
it's kind of breeding itself is just incredible. And that's hats off to your hard work and your team. I know you're not a man that takes a lot of credit. You're not a big head, as we call them over here. You're a very modest guy. And we really appreciate everything you're doing for boxing. It's nice to hear good stories in boxing, and it's definitely happening in India.
Thank you so much, and wish to have you in India at our show. Be our guest whenever you have time. Yeah,
I'd love to come over. I'd love to come over.
It's a beautiful country. You will love Indian food and Indian boxing.
Before I let you go, no one gets away this easy. Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk obviously have a massive fight February the 17th.
Yeah.
Arif, in your fan capacity, who do you think wins that fight? Or are you not allowed to say?
I think Fury. I think Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
What's your call?
Oh, you can't turn it round on me. Do you know what? I think if Fury takes it seriously, it's very hard to go against a guy that's that height and weight.
Okay.
But there's something about Usyk that's just so special. And he's always a professional. He lives and breathes it, doesn't he? And for me, I'm going to put my neck on the line and say Usyk.
Okay.
Just
nice.
to be awkward.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, Arif, it's incredible what you're doing. Get behind Arif on his socials as well. The Punch Boxing promotion, there's big things happening. And this is the man at the forefront of it. And yeah, as I say, a big shout out to you and your team and everything that's going on, and to all the fighters as well, because without them, it wouldn't be possible either.
Yeah, 100%. We give all the credit to our fighters, 100%. And thank you so much, Joel, to have me on your show, Boxing Media Hub. And hope to meet you guys in real very soon and have some good conversations. Yeah.
Definitely. You take care. And
you too.
Yeah, love to all the family as well.
You too. Yeah, thanks. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Well, yeah, follow Arif on all of his social medias. Hit the subscribe button as well and check out the rest of the content. Until then, have some of this.